Have you ever found yourself blaming the market, your broker, or even your lucky stars after a trade goes south? It's like trying to swim across the ocean and blaming the waves when you can't keep afloat. The truth? Most traders fall into the trap of shifting blame instead of taking real ownership. That it's easy to point fingers. The market was unfair. I had bad luck. If only the news was different. But here's a hard pill. Blaming everything except yourself keeps you stuck. It's like driving with your eyes closed and then yelling at the road for being bumpy. The real game changer? Owning your mistakes, learning, and growing. But why is it so tough? Because admitting fault means stepping out of comfort, facing harsh truths, and breaking the habit of excuses. It's uncomfortable. Yet, this discomfort is the gateway to real progress. So ask yourself, are you ready to stop the blame game? To finally pull yourself out of the endless loop of if-onlys and buts? Because every trader who wins, whether on Wall Street or Main Street, knows that success starts with brutal honesty and relentless self-reflection. Stay with me. This isn't about guilt, it's about power. The power to take control, change your story, and trade smarter. Let's dive into why the blame trap holds so many traders back and how you can break free. Blaming external forces after a losing trade feels like an instinct. It's human nature to protect our ego. But in trading, this instinct is a dangerous trap, a trap that keeps many stuck in a cycle of failure. Imagine you're playing a video game, and every time you lose, you blame the controller or the screen instead of checking your strategy. How long would it take before you actually improve? Probably never. Yet, in trading, countless people keep hitting retry while ignoring the real reason they lost. When the market moves against you, the first reaction is often to find an outside culprit. The economy, a sudden news flash, or just bad luck. But here's the cold, hard truth. The market doesn't owe you anything. It doesn't care about your plans, your feelings, or your excuses. The blame game creates a fog. It clouds your vision and stops you from learning. Instead of dissecting your mistakes, you mask them with reasons external to your control. You tell yourself, if only the market had been different, or if only I had better information. But guess what? Every trader, from New York to London, faces these exact same conditions. Why do so many refuse to own their role? Because it's uncomfortable to look in the mirror and admit, I made a mistake. Owning your errors means vulnerability, it means humility, and it means responsibility. But that responsibility is your ticket out of the blame loop. Ask yourself, how many times have you blamed outside factors instead of reviewing your trading plan? How often did this stop you from improving? The more you shift blame, the longer you stay stuck. This mindset doesn't just hurt your trading account. It eats away at your confidence and decision-making. Like a virus, it spreads, infecting every choice you make. To trade well, you must break free. Remember, even the most successful traders have faced brutal losses. The difference? They didn't blame the market. They looked inward, learned the lesson, adjusted their tactics, and came back stronger. The path from blame to ownership is not easy. It demands brutal honesty, resilience, and a willingness to grow. But it's the only way forward if you want to turn your trading from a guessing game into a real, skillful craft. Breaking free from the blame trap starts with one simple truth. Taking responsibility isn't a burden, it's your superpower. You can keep blaming the market, the news, or your broker, but all that does is keep you stuck in the same spot. Or you can stand up, own your mistakes, and start learning. Because that's how real growth happens. Point 1. Keep a trading journal. Sounds basic, right? But writing down every trade, why you entered, how you felt, and what happened is one of the most powerful tools you can have. You can't blame bad luck when it's all laid out on paper, clear as day. This turns those fuzzy emotions into data you can analyze and control. Point 2. Create a clear plan, follow it, and honestly review. Without a plan, you're just gambling. Your plan should include profit targets, risk limits, and clear entry and exit rules. But the real key? Sticking to it. When things go wrong, don't reach for excuses. Ask yourself, did I follow my plan? If not, where did I slip up? 3. Change the story you tell yourself. Are you saying, I'm unlucky or the market's against me? Try flipping that narrative to, I'm learning to control my reactions. It might sound small, but words are powerful. Positive self-talk.
builds a strong mental foundation for positive action. Point 4. Focus on the process, not just the outcome. Everyone wants to hit the jackpot. But obsessing over profits or losses makes you emotional and prone to blaming outside factors when things go south. Instead, focus on doing the work right: market analysis, money management, emotional control. When your process is solid, the results will follow. Point 5. Practice meditation and stress control techniques. A calm mind processes information way better than a stressed, anxious one. Meditation, deep breathing exercises, or even short mental breaks can help you keep a cool head amid the market chaos. You can't control the waves, but you can control how you steer your boat. Point 6. Get support. Join a trader community. Trading isn't a solo game. Sharing your story and hearing others' experiences makes you realize you're not alone. Different perspectives help break the blame shell and highlight that responsibility is actually your power. Point 7. Build patience and embrace failure. Mistakes are part of the journey. Successful traders aren't those who never fail, they're those who get back up every time they fall. Every time you own your mistake, you're paying tuition for a valuable lesson, turning loss into capital for your growth. Remember, escaping the blame mindset isn't a quick fix. It's a journey, a continuous practice. And every time you choose responsibility over excuses, you build a stronger foundation for lasting success. You can start right now. Look back at your most recent trade and ask yourself, what did I do right? Where did I mess up? What will I do differently next time? That's the first step to breaking the blame cycle. Let me tell you about Jake, a trader just like many of us. When he first started, every loss was someone else's fault. The market was rigged, the news was bad, his broker didn't execute fast enough. Sound familiar? Jake was stuck in the blame loop, spinning his wheels but going nowhere. His trading account shrank, his confidence plummeted, and his frustration grew. Every morning felt like stepping into a war zone where the enemy was everywhere except himself. Yet, deep down, Jake knew something had to change. Point one day, after a particularly brutal loss, he stared at the screen and asked himself a simple question. What if I stopped blaming everything but myself? What if I owned my part, really owned it? That moment was his turning point. Jake started small. He began keeping a trading journal, writing down his trades, his emotions, and his decisions with brutal honesty. No sugarcoating, no excuses. Slowly, patterns emerged. Impulsive entries, skipping his own rules, chasing losses. The truth hit hard, but it also empowered him. Jake realized that blaming the market was like trying to fix a leaking roof by blaming the rain. The rain is not going to stop. He had to fix his roof. He made a new commitment. Follow his trading plan no matter what. Focus on process over results, and practice mindfulness to stay calm. Progress was slow, full of setbacks and moments of doubt. But each time he slipped, he returned to ownership, learning instead of blaming. Months later, Jake wasn't just trading better. He was a different trader mentally. His losses still happened, but they no longer crushed him. He saw them as lessons, not punishments. He developed patience, discipline, and a mindset where responsibility was freedom, not a chain. Today, Jake's trading account is healthier, but more importantly, his confidence and clarity have soared. His journey from blame to ownership transformed not only his trading, but his entire life approach. Jake's story shows us a vital truth. The market doesn't owe us success or fairness. What we owe ourselves is honesty, courage, and relentless self-improvement. Are you ready to be like Jake? To stop blaming and start owning? Because that's where real power lies.
Conclusion and call to action. Let's bring it all together. The blame mindset, it's a silent killer in trading. It's the fog that clouds your vision, the anchor that keeps you stuck in the same place. But it doesn't have to be that way. You have the power to break free. You have the power to take full responsibility for your journey. Remember the steps. Keep a trading journal to capture the truth. Build a solid plan and follow it religiously. Change the story you tell yourself. Focus on your process over the outcome. Calm your mind through meditation or breathing. Seek support from others, and above all, embrace failure as your teacher. Every time you choose ownership over excuses, you are stepping closer to mastery. Every time you look inward and ask, what can I do better? You're moving toward consistent growth. Ask yourself right now, how long are you willing to stay trapped in the blame game? How much longer will you let if only and what if dictate your trading results? Trading success is not about luck or outside circumstances. It's about your mindset, your discipline, your choices. So here's the challenge. Starting today, own your trades, own your mistakes, own your learning. Make it your mission to grow beyond every setback. If you found value here, don't. Keep it to yourself. Share your story in the comments. What's your biggest challenge with blame? How are you stepping into ownership? Let's build a community of traders who lift each other up. And if you want more no-nonsense, it's powerful insights to sharpen your trading mindset. Hit that subscribe button. Join us, because your best trading self is waiting on the other side of responsibility. Remember this? The market is neutral. It's neither your enemy nor your friend. The real battlefield is within you. Win that, and you win everything.